Hello and welcome to this quick tutorial. I'm going to show you 3 versions of Star Stitch, which are used in my pattern for star and honeycomb placemats available on loveapplecrafts.com. But these versions can be used anywhere that you're working this stitch in the round. Star Stitch is a type of cluster stitch worked with a regular crochet hook. I like to start with an anatomy lesson, so here's what one looks like. It's typically worked into a foundation of single or half double crochet, and each one has 6 loops that I call legs, radiating out from a central eye. First, I'm going to show you the basic version of Star Stitch that you'll work when you already have a round of Star Stitch in progress. To build the stitch, we're going to pull up loops in 5 places: the eye of the previous star stitch, the last or leftmost leg of that star stitch, the stitch that last leg was worked into, and each of the next 2 stitches. So let's do it. Start by pulling up a loop in the eye. Then insert under the leftmost leg of the previous one and pull up a loop. Then insert into the stitch that leg was worked into. And finally, pull up a loop in each of the next 2 stitches. So you should have 5 loops now, and then a total of 6. Finish the star by yarning over and pulling through all 6 loops that you have on the hook, then work a chain 1. This chain 1 creates the eye. So let's do it a couple more times. Insert into the eye, pull up a loop, into the left leg, pull up a loop, and then into the space that leg came from, and then into each of the next 2 stitches along the round. Yarn over and pull through 6 and chain 1. So it's really pretty straightforward. You can get pretty fast with it as you go along. Make sure you do insert under both loops of those single crochets. Eventually you'll get into kind of turning the work sideways so that you can really quickly get under those loops. And I think you've got it. Now, to create a curved edge, you will need to work a star stitch increase. The only difference here is that before we pull up a loop in this space, we're going to do a yarn over. Then we'll only pull up a loop in the next stitch once instead of twice. So in this way, the increased star stitch is worked over 1 stitch instead of 2, so it's more crowded. Let's do it. Pull up a loop in the eye, pull up a loop as per usual under the leftmost leg, then yarn over before you pull up a loop in that same stitch that the left leg was worked into. Then pull up a loop under the next stitch only. You should now have 6 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 6 and chain 1 to finish. And we'll just do that a few more times. Again, the first 2 loops are pulled up as per usual. Yarn over and work the second 2 parts. So the third stitch that I want to show you is necessary for working in the round. It's called first star stitch, and it's how you will build up a star stitch at the beginning of a round when you don't have an existing one to pull up loops in. Basically, we're going to pull up loops wherever we can to build up the stitch. So start by working a chain 2, then pull up a loop in the second chain from the hook. Next, pull up a loop in the little loop that you can see at the very base of that chain. It's pretty obvious here, I think. And then once you've done that, you can see that you've exposed 2 little legs which constitute the base of the chain. Pull up a loop in one of those. It doesn't really matter which one. Just get your hook in there and pull up another loop. Now we can see that we can pull up a loop as usual in the space where those legs were kind of worked into. And then to finish, we just pull up a loop in the next stitch. So now we should have 6 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 6, and as usual, chain 1 to finish the stitch. And there's what it looks like. One more thing that you might find useful is being able to distinguish increases from regular star stitches once you've worked them. Because of the yarn over, increases have this little shortened leg that peeks out between the regular legs of the star. See if you can identify those on your increases. So here we have 2 or 3 increases in a row. This stitch doesn't have one of those. All 5 legs are sort of the same length radiating out, so that is a regular star stitch. And that can just help you if you lose count and you need to go back. I hope this helps you with my pattern or use these variations to build your own star stitch pattern in the round. Thank you for watching.